predict the next gen direction. 360 PS3 focus on online. Xbox One, PS4 brought sharing content built in streaming. PS5 and Xbox Series X focus on much improved CPU and super SSD. So what will be the focus of next gen? Bro, I think this is too fucking early to be asking this question.
We already know. We know what it is. It's not that early.
We actually don't. Here, and I will.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, Adam, I'll let you go next. But this is what I'm going to say about that. We are not going to know what it is until the generation is over. All these things that you listed, like 360 getting online, we kind of knew games were going to head down that route when we were in the PS2 era. The online sharing thing, streaming, we knew that was coming. And SSDs, we knew that was coming, but we don't know yet. So we will know a year before the next generation comes. So that's when I will be able to answer you, because right now I don't have any data. But Adam, you have an answer. So what do you say?
And streaming, where we can stream these games 4K with no problem. That's going to be.
And you're talking about 6-7 years from now. This is what he's asking.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, for the next. Yeah, for the next one. Yeah. That's what they're going to hype up. That it's like, don't worry about space or any of that stuff, because now with a click of a button, boom, there's no buffer, there's no issues. You're playing 4K smooth with the ray tracing, with all the bells and whistles, and that shit's streaming. We figured out a way to compress it so you don't have lag issues. That's going to be the future. That's what they're working on now. So. Okay. By that point, it should be mastered. I mean, shit. Look where we came from with Real Player, and here we are now.
All right. Anybody else want to take a crack at predicting 6 years in the future?
Well, what did Microsoft predict last generation that we haven't gotten to yet? Because that seems to be the fucking roadmap that we're going down.
Kinect.
Remember the original Xbox One X? Or the original Xbox One.
We're gonna have TV network, Connect. They ordered pizza, which eventually did. So, I got Pizza Hut pizza. You could get.
Yeah. But everyone was like, "Fuck you! I don't want to." Like a few years later, somebody else introduces it, and everyone's like, "This is a great idea." Like, I'll be honest, I was one of those people at the time that I was like, "Fuck you, no!" But now I'm like, apparently it came to the party a little too early, or. I mean, they definitely didn't deliver the message well, but goddamn, it's uncanny how many of these things have come to pass. So I'm going to say digital game sharing. Once they get digital fully down, then the idea of like, well, no, I can't share my game with my friends. All infomercial style.
I think we'll have that during this generation. I'd say a few updates. We'll have that.
You think so? I think we're not going to get it until next generation.
We're seeing so many of them follow in Steam and Epic. They're especially with the layouts and overlays. We see them doing that. That's just the next step, because you could already do it on those servers.
No, yeah, that's why I'm saying it'll be next. Like, consoles take forever to fucking catch up. So, and this time around, like, it was still 4K, 4K, 4K. They didn't have to bust out the big guns. They didn't have to make any promises of innovation or anything like that. But next gen, one of them is going to, they're going to kind of dance around it like a fucking Mexican standoff, where one of them is going to be like, all right, free digital game sharing. And the other one's going to be like, okay, me too. It's a weapon in their arsenal that I think is the biggest chunk missing. And I think it has the biggest calling. I don't know how to put it. It's the biggest hole in the gaming experience now. It's something that we've lost and they don't necessarily want to give us. But it's part of the gaming experience, so I think, and because I don't know, is Steam letting you game share now?
Yeah, you can.
Share for the longest.
You can have like a family sharing thing, and then you share them to your family.
God damn, we're behind. Yep. It's because I don't. Do you guys, Brian? Anybody else? Do you guys think they'll actually give it to us mid-gen?
No.
So I think we'll get that.
I don't think that's going to happen.
We'll get that. I think we'll get game sharing. I think we're going to get gifting. We'll be able to finally gift.
Is this what you think or what you want? There's a difference.
This is what I think. I think by this, from the trend that we see, it's like a bird just getting from the mom, little pieces of the worm. And I think that's eventually what these consoles are going to get, because that's what's been trickling out, like we just said, from everything that the PC services are doing. So that's the next step. That's it. That's what they're really missing, because you could already do that. And Microsoft is already on that track with doing the digital refunds. So it's just the next step.
All right. What about the rest of you guys? Predictions for next gen.
My prediction is that
I see that face. I know. I'm like, it's too fucking early, bro. It's too early.
Yeah.
Because all these think about it, all these predictions that we're making are shit that we want that are available on PC. I'm like, you can't properly predict this, man. You really can't. You know.
It's not like it's going to change between now and the next gen, though.
But again, we have to make a decision of what we think will happen versus what we want to happen. What we want to happen is a totally different thing than what we think is going to happen. You know, I want better AI. I don't think that's going to happen. You know,
no. This thing isn't a want. This is a think, because check it out. If I could make a console today and have it put in, if I could have them relaunch the PlayStation today and have them put it in, I would, right? And so when we get there, 7 years from down the road, it's going to be 8 years after they should have done it, which is exactly when they seem to do things.
Yeah, but I don't really hear any console guys talk about game sharing like that, to be honest. I mean, if you think that's going to happen, it's cool, but I don't see that happening.
Dude, I'm telling you, and this is, I'm happy getting to this point. I think it's because we're going to see the rise of social gaming.
Aren't we already seeing that shit?
We're starting to, yeah.
I mean,
we're going to continue
but I think,
it, man.
what do you mean we're starting? We've been doing that for a whole generation. These fucking streams.
We've kind of been doing that, yeah.
Yeah, we've been doing that. That's old already, you know?
No, because you still have your big personal cinematic experiences. By that, I mean we're going to integrate into a social platform that there's almost no way that you can go do it by yourself. That in 10 years playing a game like The Last of Us, while it's not going to be shunned, it's going to be seen like going into your room and shutting the door from everybody else. And even then, they'll probably have ways to message you or talk to you in game or something like that.
But that happens now.
Getting integrated.
Think about it. Every single player game I play is connected online. Anybody can hit me up at any time, so I'm already connected with other people.
Jump in your game.
No, but that's a different type of game.
Why would I want them to?
Why would you want that? Yeah, that's a different. If you want that, buy that type of game.
I don't think we don't want that.
So wait, are you saying that in 10 years we're not going to see any more single player games? Every game will just be online multiplayer. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying we're gonna see a significantly heavier tilt towards online games.
Oh, okay.
And hybrid games too.
Brett,
like, so you're going to see more like what the
Division. You see more Division games.
More Division, more Fortnite.
I think this is a moot point because we've been seeing
moot, not mute, moot. Get the shit right. Moot.
Nah, that's just mute to me.
No,
this has been going on forever. Like you're not really saying anything, saying that we're going more online. That's how we've been.
We're already We're already online. That's okay. It's already come.
To say that we'll be fully integrated, then I don't.
We are fully integrated.
We already are, though. I don't understand.
We're just gonna have a whole bunch of multiplayer online games with a sprinkle of single players, and that's how it's.
No, you're gonna have a whole bunch of online games with a sprinkle of single player campaigns in them. That's what I'm saying.
That's how it's been. Didn't Carlos just say that? That's exactly what I said. You're like, no.
No, he said
exactly the same thing.
No, he said, damn you people. He said with a bunch of single player games put in there. I said, no, you have some single player modes in multiplayer games. So that's the point.
We do that now.
No,
you're just adding a different qualifier.
Yeah, no, but Brett, so again, I'm asking you. So you're saying we're not going to see any more single player games anymore? That's what you're saying?
Are you saying games that have no interaction with anybody online? Yes, we will see almost none of those. Even these single player cinematic games.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to know. Yeah. So no, there will not be any single player games according to you. Okay, that's all I wanted to get out of you.
I mean, look, if somebody just interacts with you in a single player game, it doesn't make it a multiplayer game, in my opinion.
But again, that's me. I'm going to ask one last time. I'm going to ask one last time.
Whoa, Tony.
Yeah.
Is fucking God damn it! Is Death Stranding a single player game?
No, it's not.
Yes.
Okay, then
yes and no.
It's not because you're always connected. Yeah.
Well, but
there's no other players playing in the game with you.
Yeah.
That's my point. That's what.
You see what they did, but you didn't. You see what you did. You see what they did. Yeah. In other words, you're talking about more passively online games. So in other words, it's like you're online, but you're not.
Yes, thank you, Annie.
Yeah,
well,
so
I mean, that's how it is.
Games like a game like what was it, like, Death Stranding is a good one. Gravity Rush had a small a passive online mode to it too. where you know,
Well, yeah,
where,
I mean,
where you can sort of weirdly compete with people.
I know there are some games like that. Before you chime in, I'm saying all of them will be like that. Your Resident Evil will be like that.
Resident Evil already is like that.
What's the passive online multiplayer in Resident Evil?
You have to connect to RENet. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be always online.
And it's matching.
Oh my god! It's like you guys are trying to misunderstand me.
No, you were talking. That's what I'm saying. It's always online. I'm not talking about multiplayer. Who cares about fucking multiplayer?
Oh,
like those things, like fucking Death Stranding. Death Stranding is like, is that even multiplayer?
Well, dude,
like
it's like this. That was my original point. I didn't say all games are going to be online. I said all games are going to be fucking multiplayer.
Nah, I disagree with that.
Yes, passively multiplayer. Thank you, Manny, for fielding that one. Yes, almost all games will probably be passively multiplayer in the next 10 years.
Oh, my bad. I was muted. That's all I wanted to get out of you. That's literally all I wanted to get out of you. All right. I don't even know what the fucking question was anymore.
Predictions for the future.
So you think? So I have a question.
Oh yeah. I mean, I already said my piece. I think it's way too fucking early to predict.
All right. So I'll ask a question then.
Yeah.
So Brett, do you think Hellblade 2 is gonna have a passively multiplayer feature?
No, because that's coming out soon.
I was about to say that. It's coming out next year, bro.
Next year? Well, that's within the next 10 years.
No, we're talking about 6 years onward, Carlos. Come on now.
Yeah, dude. I'm saying that we're going to slowly see the progression of other people being able to make an impact in your game, whether it be active or passive. Something that Tony's going to fucking hate. Because he'll be online playing like Dead Space 7, right? And it'll be like, boy, each time one of your friends sends you a comment in the fucking the PlayStation app, we're gonna spawn a new hell demon.
Well, I don't think,
isn't that fun? You're like, no.
I don't think Tony hates multiplayer games.
Yeah, listen. If I'm playing a multiplayer game, knowing it's a multiplayer game, then fine. That's not a problem. But Brett, I just won't buy that type of game. Simple as that. I just won't buy it. You know?
Tony, one of Tony's favorite games last generation is fucking Monster Hunter.
Yeah, exactly. It's a multiplayer game.
No, I get that. Are you going to be okay though? Like in Cyberpunk, if the prices of all the weapons were tied to an online economy?
No, I just won't buy it then. Simple as that. I just won't buy the fucking. Listen, I've said this many times. I've even said this on the show. When we get to the point where games become such bullshit, I'm just gonna play retro stuff. I'm done with the new shit. That's what I said. You know.
I don't think it's a bad thing. Like being.
No, you don't. Like, I do. I think it's horrible. I'm like, listen, I play games. With exceptions, obviously, like Monster, I play games to be in my world and to be in that game's world. I don't want some motherfuckers just jumping into my shit. You know, that's not the experience I want.
And for you, I agree, and I think a lot of people share that opinion. But that's where the passive part becomes important. Like I can see a lot of games saying like, oh, you know, like the online economy is all tied together. You're not playing against other people, but like if you sell something, it actually gets sold to another player in the world. Like kind of like Diablo did, actually.
I have a question. Not to derail too much. Where's the appeal in that? The
appeal is for all the people. Like you have to realize that these Fortnite kids are gonna grow up, and their whole generation is all about being connected, right? We're old in that sense, right? Like we don't even like Facebook. These people want to be connected to their friends at all times, and that means they're probably going to be in group chat, right? Not probably. That's something that already happens.
They're already there, yeah.
A lot of times, and they may not be playing the same game. So having the ability to affect your friend's game, even when you're not playing it, I think is going to be kind of something we do more. As much as I hate to say it, I think Death Stranding was kind of a genius game that we're going to copy in that sense, where like, oh, I'm not playing with somebody, but I still have my actions have effect. They have consequence, and that helps to build a community. Building a community around a game tends to create this kind of echo chamber until it finally bursts forth and everybody hears everybody yelling about how great the game is. And that's great for grassroots advertising. So we're just going to kind of go that route and, you know, cover our asses. So, you know, they'll be able to, it'll be a single player game, but there'll be some weird fucking aspect of it that is tied to other people's games. So you can feel like you're affecting other people's games. I mean, even we had the leaderboard. It's kind of the equivalent of that. You'd play a game, so when we first got online, you play a game so hard so that you can see your name at the top of the leaderboard. And when you're talking about playing online, you're like, well, I mean, what else is there? There's only the high scoreboard. Like, what? I mean, yeah, you can play a versus game, you play Street Fighter, but really, it's all about that that leaderboard. Now we don't even use leaderboards.
No, I agree with you, Brad. I think, but like I guess my point is like we've been seeing that forever now. Like even like I think a game like Super Stardust HD has a fucking leaderboard where it's like, yeah, it's a single player game, but every time you beat a level, you're comparing yourself to your friends list.
It's a relatively safe guess. Like we see it here and there. It's not the norm yet, though. And like I feel like it will become annoyingly the norm in the next 6-7 years. I mean, 6-7 years is not that long. And now we're gonna have floating consoles in that time. But I can see like passive multiplayer almost becoming intrusive. And I can see Tony really disliking it.
Yeah, no, I just won't buy the game. Simple as that, man. There's no reason to complain. Just don't fucking buy it.
I'm telling you, Tony, those games get hard to avoid.
And like I said, when it gets to that point, I'll just stop buying new games and play old shit. There's plenty of old shit to play that I haven't touched yet. So I've had this plan for 20 years, Brett. I'm good.
And it's also ironic that you're talking about single player games that have things that are intrusive. Well, you guys are one of your favorite games is Demon Souls or Dark Souls. That's the epitome of a single player game that's really intrusive.
Oh no, I'm saying this is somebody who loves multiplayer, both passive and active. Like I love the idea. Like I'll be the one helping to pioneer that trail, man. I love when other people's games bleed into mine, or my game can bleed into other people's. You know what every game should have you have the ability to jump in as a random enemy. Not an overpowered one, just one of the foot soldiers, like I don't know, like you walk into a room and you see like a fucking soldier like spinning circles in the left corner of the room, you're like, oh, my friend must be playing that guy. I see no reason for that not to be a thing, or at least an option in almost every game. I love that shit. So yes, make more Dark Souls stuff. Make it so I can invade people's games more. One of the best mechanics ever invented, other than throwing things with your mind.
I've never invaded other people's games unless it's tied for a trophy. I'm like, why would I do that shit? It's just annoying,
Bloodlust?
Nah, I don't care about that shit. All right, let's move on to the next.
Get out of my game, Brett.
Again, I don't talk about that shit. All right,
is that you, Brett? Get out of my game.
Let's move on.
Yeah, in 5 years you'll be yelling at me like, get the fuck out of my game, Brett.
I'm trying to play, bro.
Tony, there's somebody we know, there's a certain game we're playing, and we're like, shit, we definitely don't want that happening, and we avoid this. Now, think if that was just something that happened all the time.
Yeah, that'd be. Adam, I have my plan, bro. When games become too annoying, I'm just playing retro shit. I'm done. I'll start a YouTube channel, a retro YouTube channel like fucking Metal Jesus and shit. Well, hey guys, hey, welcome to Tony Rocks.
Yeah.
Hey, Reggie's here.
Yo, that Brett's Utopia.
My Reggie's gonna be Weapon X, though.
Yo, when Brett's Utopia is gonna happen?
When?
Whenever a Nintendo console gets voice chat.
Oh
shit!
Why would that be my utopia?
Oh man!
Because of the console that limits sort of connectivity, whether they're people, is lagging behind. So whenever they get voice chat, it's like, that's how you know this shit's really turned into.
Maybe.
No, Brett's ultimate game is gonna be like if he has Dark Souls abilities in Zelda.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, for me, it's even like, okay, like let's say, actually, you bring up Nintendo, but like Animal Crossing does a pretty good job of even being passively in multiplayer, I think. Let's say you have like a jacket, right? Your character's a leather jacket. Like maybe you're like Manny and you're good at art, and you want to like design something, or Manny wants to put his E-Man logo on the back of his jacket, right? Like maybe he can, and then maybe he can upload it so other people can download the designs and be part of Team E-Man, right? Like that's very passive, but I appreciate that because it expands the marketplace of available customization. And it offloads the work to your player base instead of you. So I think that kind of thing's a good idea.
And then Nintendo goes, everything created in Animal Crossing belongs to us.
Yeah, no, I mean, see,
no Nintendo.
I'm sure the intellectual rights of anything you submit are theirs to use or blah 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 or whatever. But yeah, I like the idea of being able to select community made things and put them in a single player